All right, good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you're calling in from tonight. Thank you so much for joining our Globallee team training. We have a very, very excited call lined up for you tonight. You obviously get to hear from my amazing business partners, Jason Barreco and George Hoagland, but also we have the founder, CEO, and product creator, Mr. Mark McKnight, on with us tonight. So he's going to update us on product, go over the white paper, and also some other wonderful announcements when it comes to global expansion. So my name is Nancy Anderberg. I am calling from the frozen tundra of Minnesota, where we have 10 feet of snowbanks. I'm not joking, you guys. So as most of you know, I've been in this beautiful industry for about 28 years, single mom, 4 kids. I've raised my children, worked around their schedules, and have been able to, just be blessed to create some incredible incomes and most importantly, freedom and lifestyle. It's just about, able to make choices in life. And so I want to thank you all for joining us tonight. And I'm going to turn it over to Mr. George Hoagland to get the call started. So take it away, George. I think I may have to unmute you. Let me see, George, where are you? I should be able to unmute. Oh, okay. There we go. All right, George. You're on.
Okay, everybody. So I wanted to say that I want to get right to the owner of one of the co-owners of Globallee, and that's Mr. Mark McKnight. And, I had the privilege of actually knowing Mark for the last 15, 17 years or so. And I have known him as probably one of the best manufacturers and formulators in the network marketing industry. Many people don't know that Mark's actually been creating and manufacturing products for over 20 years. And he has a reputation and a passion to develop products that really impact people. In fact, he's sold over $8 billion worth of products throughout the industry, not just networking, but in many other large companies throughout the world. He travels the world, by the way, going to various health food symposiums and shows and so on to look and see what are the best products, because to be creator and manufacturer of great products, you not only have to know how to meld them together, put them together, mix them together so they're effective, but you also have to make sure that the organic, the raw sources are the best in the world, and that's what he does. Mark, in my opinion, has put together some of the finest products here at Globallee, and 2 of them are going to really highlight today. And I want to say that Mark's passion is develop products that work very quickly, sometimes within hours, certainly within 24 hours, and have them be addicted to people so that they want to take them for 15, 20 years or more. And he has those types of products. So Mark, come on board, and let's start right off with a bang, our Eternal product. I want you to talk a little bit about that. What was it that got you interested in it, and what is it that really is going to set this product apart from anything else in the market? Mr. Mark McKnight.
Hey, George, thank you so much. I appreciate being on this call. I love talking about products. I've been doing it for almost 25 years. I started in the natural products industry with a company that manufactured a lot of super juices. And I worked for that company for a long time and was in charge of a lot of product development that went out to MLMs all over the world, along with retail stores like Sam's and Costco. And so I've had a lot of experience in product development. And to me, to have a great product, you have to start with great ingredients. So one of the unique points about Globallee is we are a company that direct sources all of our raw materials. That's very rare in this industry. Most companies, especially startups, just go to somebody and say, what do you have that's good for this? Or what do you have that's good for that? And then they take kind of an off-the-shelf turnkey product. We do things differently at Globallee. We just direct source the raw materials and actually create the products ourselves. And our job as a company, we feel, is to deliver the best possible brands. When you join Globallee, you're an independent brand ambassador, because we feel like it's our job to deliver to you fantastic brands that you can go and take to the marketplace. So Globallee wants to recreate the excitement of a marketplace, like an interchange, where you have a great product, you connect it with a great customer, and you have a marketplace. And that's what we do at Globallee. The first product that we launched was called Taka, And Taka is a healthy energy drink. It's all about real healthy energy, real mental clarity, real gut health. We've shipped hundreds and thousands of Takas around the world now, and people are loving that product. Sometimes people say, why did you pick Taka as the first product? And the reason is simple. Every day, 2 billion consumers worldwide spend money on a beverage to either help them with energy or give them health or support their immune system. There are 2 billion consumers that wake up every day and spend money on a product like this. And so it is a massive marketplace. And I know that delivering a super high quality product like Taka can build consumption like nothing else. And as George mentioned, the second brand that we are rolling out in the month of March is called Eterno. Eterno is all about a youthful body transformation. We want to promote healthy aging. So we wanted to find ingredients that together could turn back the clock. And that's exactly what we did. We took a combination of micronutrients and macronutrients. Whenever you formulate a product, it's important to look closely at the metabolic pathway that is creating the result inside your body. And if you want good nutrients, then you have to have nutrients to stimulate that metabolic pathway. And so Eterno is a combination of amino acids, vitamin, minerals, and in each instance, you have macronutrients and micronutrients. Macronutrients in the amino acids, micronutrients also in the amino acids. You have macronutrients in the minerals and micronutrients in the vitamins. But these are all ingredients that have clinical studies that show that they produce results. In fact, one of the key ingredients in Eterno has clinical studies that show versus placebo, it increases IGF-1, insulin-like growth factor 1, as much as 40% against the placebo, and increases free testosterone as much as 55% against placebo. And so these are ingredients that deliver results. Another one of the ingredients in Eterno has proven that it can increase growth hormone produced while you sleep by up to 200%. And so with Eterno, we went to ingredients that I have worked with in the past that have good science, good clinical research behind them, and we know will deliver results for people. And so what we believe in is a natural solution. Rather than superimposing growth hormone itself in the formula, we like to help support natural growth hormone production. That's why we go back to ingredients that can help the body's own process. So everything that we do at Globallee will be centered around natural ingredients that help the body work the way it's supposed to naturally, rather than some form of artificial imposition on the body. I feel like anything artificial or anything that is jolting the system too much cannot be good long-term. And if you want good long-term health, you have to find natural solutions. That's what I've been doing for 25 years. I've created somewhere close to 700 different products in the natural products marketplace. And the combined total of all of the products that I've either formulated or been involved with the manufacturing of have done somewhere between $8 and $10 billion in revenue for the respective companies. And so I love working with raw materials. I love working with ingredients. I love to see things being grown, being harvested correctly, being processed correctly. You know, so much of what's out there in the world of ingredients is over-processed. It's lacking nutrition. And so what we do is we focus on direct sourcing raw materials, making sure they're the best of the best quality, so that when we put them in a product like Taka or Eterno, they can actually deliver results. I had a call today from one of the leaders in our company, and she said that she was meeting with a couple of doctors, and they wanted to know, why do you have 1100% chromium in Taka? why put so much of the chromium in the Taka? And I said, well, we don't push the science of things heavily. We just want the products to work, and we have to have science to back that up, but we have to couple the science with consumer experience. But for that particular ingredient in Taka, there is a fantastic clinical study related to weight loss with 400 micrograms of the unique patented form of chromium that we use, and 400 micrograms of chromium is 1100% of the daily value of chromium. So in each instance, when we put an ingredient in a formula, we want it to be safe, we want it to be natural, and we want it to be effective. And to be effective, you have to put the ingredient in at the right dosage from what the clinical research shows. And that's what so many companies miss, because all they do is focus on some quick hook or a quick marketing gimmick. But my belief is that long term, that doesn't build the marketplace. The marketplace is a great product with happy customers, and they keep buying that product over and over and over again. So at Globallee, we want to build the next industry giant with great products and great customers connected through our awesome independent brand ambassadors. So thank you so much, George. Thank you, Jason. Thank you for having me on the call. I'm happy to help us.
I want to ask a question, because you hit a hot topic that Jason and I and Nancy talk about, and that's the weight loss. Now, obviously, we don't make any guarantees on that, but I've noticed you lost weight. I know Lamia has.
I've lost 17 pounds on Taka and intermittent fasting, and it's unbelievable. When you drink Taka and you do IF, you're absolutely not hungry until like 2 or 3 in the afternoon the next day. So I have 2 to 3 Taka a day, and I'm absolutely not hungry. Now, here's the great thing about Eterno. When you take Taka together with Eterno, you're going to get another 50 to 60% bump in your growth hormone production at night, because intermittent fasting has one of the biggest effects is increasing natural growth hormone. And so Taka and Eterno together are going to be just a barnstorming kind of combination. And I've already started talking to a few doctors about some clinical studies with those 2 products together and what it does on growth hormone.
Well, Jason, why don't you chime in here, tell them your experience about Taka and what gets you so excited. You have to unmute him, I guess, but
am I muted out? No, there I am. I'm muted. Okay, thank you. No, guys, I'm loving the Taka. When I've learned how to take it with the intermittent fasting, I've accelerated my weight loss, as Mark was saying, from the results that I've been getting personally. And it makes it easier to go through that fasting period of time. I mean, I'm not hungry. I'm drinking 2 of them. I drink them in large quart-sized bottles. It's the secret that I'm using. We're actually, as a team, we're creating a funnel system based upon intermittent fasting and the Taka that Nancy's going to be the star of that. So we're very excited about that program. But Mark, I wanted to ask you a question, because you're talking about science, and you have a doctor that actually did a study with her patients of 73 patients using the Taka. Can you touch on that? Because we call it a heart healthy energy weight loss drink. Could you talk about the results that you saw with that, Mark? Did we lose Mark? Mark, you weren't done, buddy. Come back. And then we got a couple other questions about the EU and Australian product approvals and expansion.
Nancy, you have to unmute him.
Nancy, could you unmute Mark?
Yes, I'm trying to. It is not unmuting for some reason. I don't understand why.
It's okay.
There he is. He's back. Mark, if you could unmute yourself. I asked you. I was talking about the Taka, and you had one of your doctors do a study with 73 of her patients and the benefits from a cardiovascular standpoint. Could you touch base on that?
Yeah, so Dr. Alma Ingram, in fact, I'm going to see if I brought the document home with me. Dr. Alma Ingram is she is a PhD in cardiology, and she has worked in the medical profession for probably 35 years. She has owned her own cardio health clinic called Let's Take a Look, and she invented a bioscan to check your heart health by looking at the way your nerve impulses run through your cardiovascular system. So it's very interesting. She is very diligent, and she did the work she needed to do about 5 years ago to get the FDA to approve her scan. So now she sells that service to cardiologists all over the country and in other parts of the world. So she is a remarkable person, and she truly cares about heart health. And one of the things that is most important to her in heart health is different types of inflammatory responses. One of the things that Taka has is it has a lot of fantastic anti-inflammatories. So Taka is a great product. I'm going to tell you all, it is a sleeper, because when you put 100,000 people in your organization, the bulk of the massive month in, month out consumption will be because of Taka. People will drink 2 to 3 a day, and they won't stop drinking it for the rest of their life. But it has a lot of anti-inflammatories. It has aloe vera, it has fucoidan, it has turmeric. These are all very good anti-inflammatory properties. But she did some research, and let me just thumb through my, so here is the white paper from Dr. Alma, and I'm just going to read. It's still being looked at by our lawyers and her lawyers because it's very, very scientific. I'm going to read this. She has a 4D full body galvanic scanner, uses an 11 neural pathway analysis to detect 60 physiological parameters related to your cardiovascular system. And then she has something called an ANS scanner and a thermography scanner. And so that's a little bit about the data. So here are things she actually stated from the 73 patients that she studied. She reduced SVR, which is, this is the most important because it's something related to cardioinflammation, and it's called systemic vascular resistance, by 200 to 400 dynes. Improved cardio output by an average of 1.5 liters per person. Improved endothelial vascular elasticity by a low of 8% on the 73 people and a high of 32% on the 73 people.
Wow.
So it's
pretty impressive.
Dr. Alma is the real deal on heart health. She is working really hard on becoming an emerald because she wants to work with me on a Taka heart health package that she can go out and market to the 5,000 cardiologists that she has worked with on her scanner system. But that's one of the unique things about Globallee is when you become emerald, you actually get to work with the company on products, which is totally, we're like turning the entire industry on its head by, letting the smartest people, which are people like you who have been building for years and years and years and know a whole lot about what works with your customers and what doesn't work with your customers. So that is just one of the elements of Taka is Dr. Alma Ingram thinks it's really good for your heart.
And well, thank you. I'm just going to ask you a couple questions. I know we've got about 10 more minutes to go on your time. The timing of internal, when is this amazing HGH product? Because I'm in my 50s and I'm wanting it, man. I'm ready to drive over and get it.
So the one ingredient that we've been waiting on actually arrived into Dallas, and we will be receiving it in tomorrow. we will be going through all of our quality checks and begin production on Eterno on either Friday or Monday. And so we will, if all goes well, we will have Eterno ready to ship by the end of next week.
All right, fantastic. We're very excited about that. Then also, if you could touch on, and you have like $2 million of inventory, right? Because everybody's worried about, you got a lot of product. You've got plenty of inventory, correct?
Well, I'm not going to guarantee anything about plenty of inventory. I will say this, that one of the specialties in my career is supplying MLMs that grow very, very quickly. And I have supplied probably at least five startups that have gone from 0 to more than $10 million a month in under 18 months. One of my customers went to 20 million a month. One of them went to 25 million a month. And so I've built my entire career supplying MLMs that are growing by 50, 100, 150% per month. And it's very hard. In fact, we could never do that if we didn't control the raw materials. Globallee could never grow as fast as we are currently growing and going to grow if we didn't control the raw materials, because that's an 8 to 10 week backlog when you're dealing with a manufacturer that's selling you something turnkey. So I'm not going to make any promises. I'm just going to say we have great experience at supplying this industry at rapid growth. And our intention is to not ever back order product.
Oh, fantastic. And then we've got our teams in Australia, and as you know, we have teams in Europe. If you could just give us an update on your expansion plans for those markets, that would be greatly appreciated to our team.
We've had TACA reviewed thoroughly for Australia. They've sent us back a document. I'll show you. I have my special folder with me. You guys are in luck. Chris, who's our CFO, thinks I am too much of an old man because I still have paper copies of things. But this is the Australia document. That is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 page review of TACA. And 2 of the pages are applicable health claims. The other 5 pages are slight changes to the graphics and to the way ingredients are listed to make them compliant. So we're in the process of redoing the TACA for Australia compliance, and that is intended to be done sometime in the month of March, so that in April we'll have product on the ground in a warehouse in Australia. For Europe, we went through the same review process with Europe about 2 months ago. We're in the process of having local language TACA boxes printed so that we can start shipping out of our warehouse in Hamburg, Germany, sometime between the end of March and early April. And the other good news is that right now we've had good success with Landmark Global as our agent, where they pick up the product from us, take it directly to the customs in Canada, Australia, or parts of Europe. They pay the correct VAT or GST, whatever the tax is, and then they deliver it to your door. And we just spoke to them. I told Jason that we can now open up other countries in Europe on the NFR program. And so one of the countries that is green lighted is Poland. And so Jason mentioned another country, and I don't know an answer on Hungary yet, but you all, through Jason and George, should let me know what countries that are not on our website in the EU are most important to you, and we'll see if we can add those. It takes about a week to add something because of all the catalogs that have to be created in the back office system. But that's very good news for Europe and for Australia. The other thing we've spent a lot of money on is properly registering in the United Arab Emirates. And so we will have shipments going to the GCC, which is the 6 nations economically tied to the UAE, and we have an official corporation that is Globallee UAE that is registered and paid for, which is quite an expensive process. And we've got great people on the ground in the Middle East. So we're going to have a very strong footprint in Europe, Australia, New Zealand, the Middle East, and we have just started the engagement of a Canadian review board that is looking at all of the things with TACA, how to make it compliant with Health Canada, and the Canada approvals are probably a little bit slower than the other ones that I've mentioned, but hopefully by the fall we will have correct registration in all the provinces in Canada.
All right. Well, fantastic, team. Mark, thank you. Nancy or anybody else have any questions that we want to ask Mark real quick? You can put them in the chat. And if that'll be great. We appreciate your time, Mark, and we are excited to help you build a massive organization throughout the world.
Thank you, Jason. Thank you, Nancy. Thank you, George.
You're welcome. Thank you, Mark. Thank you, buddy.
Bye-bye.
Appreciate it. Bye-bye. Okay.
Okay, everybody. Thank you guys very much. We are excited about what he's bringing on. For our standpoint, what we're doing is the three of us are neck deep into creating a funnel systems. One for the HGH page. Nancy's taking the lead on creating a standalone HGH page to sell the product where it's free for anybody can use. That should be up very soon. Probably by the end of the week, end of next week, we'll have the funnel systems up. Those will be translated in all the different languages. We'll have 2 funnel systems for everybody. One for the TACA. We're going to be going at it from a diet standpoint, intermittent fasting, how to accelerate that process, giving away a free sample. Okay, so it'll be a free sample program that'll go into a lead rotator. You guys can participate in that, and then you'll have the responsibility. We'll have them pre-qualified. They've got to ask a short questionnaire, but you'll get that lead, and then you'll be responsible to pre-qualify them and then get them a sample, and then follow up with that. And then the HGH, the internal system. We're going to have a great landing page, and we've written a video script. We're producing a video that'll be available here also. So we're going to have 2 great funnel systems ready for you to go, and a free landing page that you can just use for free and send people to. Okay, and very excited about that.
Jason, you might want to mention that we're going to have Thursday night at 6:30 for our consistent Zoom, and then we're going to have Monday night, which will be the company conference call, and maybe Nancy can chime in on training and so on.
Right, great. So Monday night will be the corporate call, and that's an opportunity call that we'll plug into. And then on Thursday evenings at this time will be our team training, and then we'll go right into another opportunity call after that. So two different nights.
Right. Has everybody seen, we've sent out the white paper, because when he's quoting that ingredient that's coming over from Europe, it has never been introduced into the widespread nutritional world before. It's only been in high performance athletic type products. So this is the first time it's going to hit the masses. And when you're talking about increasing your testosterone and your HGH by 40 to 50%, and this is a clinically proven ingredient, it's really incredible. And then when you combine that with TACA and intermittent fasting, the weight loss stories are going to be just remarkable. I mean, I'm so excited to try it. But we've got this trend that's happening with intermittent fasting that's so huge. But when you take it with this TACA, it accelerates it and it makes it so much easier. And it's a great sampling program. So our goal is to create a powerful lead system, a powerful funnel system to get you guys into massive action. And then the HGH product, it's going to be driven on testimonies. Nancy, do you want to talk a little bit about the different group sites that we have, and we're going to be teaching them how to use that?
Yes. So we have a Facebook page that we're actually going to be, running ads and things on, and that is a page. It's a public page, and it's just called GloballeeTopLeaders. Then we also have a closed group. And if we haven't invited you, we need to invite you definitely to be a member of that. And that is Globallee Top Leaders Team, just so you know the name of that one. It's a little bit different. It's a closed group. That's where we will be doing all of our announcements, teaching, training, letting you know, calls, we post videos, anything that's new and upcoming, that's going to be your source. So you'll want to make sure that you put your settings, you can adjust them so that you're getting notified every single time that there's a post in there. So that's a really important piece. And then that is for you to invite people that have joined Globallee, that have actually become team members. We have another page that you can invite your prospects to. Now, this is actually a group. So I'm not sure if you guys understand the difference between a page and a group. So groups, you have to invite people to join. So the group that is called Globallee Testimonies, that is a group that you can invite people to come in, and they can take a look and they can start reading the different testimonies. And that's going to be a great way as you start to prospect. Okay. Then once they're ready to join, and they do join, they do enroll and buy a pack, then you invite them to the Globallee Top Leaders Team group. Okay. So
and we'll have that all written out for you. It's with all the links and step 1, step 2. But with the Globallee testimonials, that group, if you're not in it, we need to get you in it. And when you do have testimonies, we want to share those testimonies and put them up there. And we're going to be driving a lot of people to it and using that as one of our Facebook marketing systems. Okay. So, hey guys, we're excited. I tell you, this product is something else. It's coming out mid-March. My birthday's on March 17th, so it's going to be a great birthday present. And we're going to have some systems, and we're going to run it really hard, because you have this type of a product, get those kind of results. And what I asked Mark privately when George and I met with him, I said, why are you so confident in this product? Because no one's ever tried it. He goes, Jason, the base of the formula, he sold to another MLM company 10 years ago. He sold over 100,000 bottles. He goes, I heard all the testimonies. I saw the results from hair, from hair to nails to skin to energy to joint discomfort, all of the benefits. He goes, now I'm adding in these clinically proven ingredients that, accelerates or raises your HGH to even a greater level. He goes, that combination's never been done before. And it's a 2-step process. So we'll be the first company having this 24-hour 2-step process of HGH and, stimulating or boosting your own production. So we're pretty excited about that. All right. Any questions for anybody before we go, or any other comments?
No, it's good.
Okay.
Great job, Jason. Great
Okay,
job.
thanks, George. Thanks, Nancy. Hey, Greg and Corey, I want to get you with our new leader down in Australia on Friday. So, when you guys get up, send me a text. Her name's Judy. So we'll make the introduction for you guys. She's excited to build down there with you guys. Okay.
Thank you so much.
All right.
Awesome.
Appreciate you guys.
thank you so much. Goodbye, everybody.
Okay. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.